Credit. We hear all about it, but do you know all about it? You might be thinking, why do I need a good credit score? Who really pays attention to that kind of thing anyways? It's just an arbitrary number, right? What even is credit? If those thoughts have crossed your mind, I'm here to let you know why you should care about your credit score. Because, well, you should. But before we get into the good stuff, we want to encourage you to take a second to subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up. We appreciate your support and we couldn't do what we do without you. Turn on notifications and you'll never miss a video. Now, speaking of videos, let's get into this one. Think about that pesky cliche that you always heard about when you were a kid. Eat your vegetables so that you stay healthy. You can't leave the table until they're gone. We know, all you wanted was dessert, but you couldn't have it until all the vegetables were gone. Like fruits, vegetables, and regular exercise, credit scores are important for our health. In this case, our financial health. We all start off with no credit. That means we have not opened a credit card or a different kind of line of credit. But in order to be financially strong and secure, we need to build credit and we need to maintain a good credit score. How do you do this? You might be asking. A good first step is opening a credit card. We know that credit cards are daunting, but it's important that you open one because that's how you start to build a credit history. We know it might be tempting to spend, but we recommend only using your credit card for things that you can afford because you need to pay it off. Everything is bad in excess, even vegetables. So if you want to stay in tip-top financial shape, don't use your credit card in excess.
Wait. I opened a credit card and I pay it off every month. But what do these numbers even mean?
Good question. Let's go over the basics. Essentially, a credit card proves to lenders that you're a trustworthy recipient of credit lines. An exceptional credit score is 800 and above. A very good credit score is 740 to 799. A good credit score is 670 to 739. And finally, a poor credit score is 579 and below. It's generally considered good to have a score that is 700 or above to be taken seriously by lenders.
Okay, but why do I need to have a good credit score?
Think about it this way. Why do you want to keep your body healthy? You want to stay healthy so that your body works the best that it can because you'll run into problems if it doesn't. Just like that, you want to keep your credit score high so that your financial health is in optimum condition because you'll run into problems if it's not.
What kind of problems?
Good question. Well, for one, if you have bad credit, you won't have access to the highest quality credit cards. That means the ones with low interest rates and the top of the line rewards like cash back and airline miles. Beyond this, you'll have a hard time finding housing if you have a bad credit score because landlords will likely deny your application and getting a loan to buy a home will be tricky. To sum it up, you need good credit because good credit allows you to get better rates on loans, discounts on insurance policies, and all in all, good credit gives you freedom and peace of mind.
I guess that makes sense, but what even makes up a credit score? It seems random to me. How do we get assigned a number?
You're asking all the right questions. Arguably, the most important factor is your payment history, and this makes up for about 30 to 35% of your credit score. If you miss a payment on a line of credit, your score will go down. If you pay your credit card on time every month, then your score will increase. It's probably a good habit to set up auto pay on your credit cards because that way you'll never forget to make a payment. Like every health and fitness regimen, you've got to be consistent. So, be consistent.
That makes sense. What else affects your credit score?
Your credit utilization is important. That might be a new concept, so let me explain. Credit utilization is the amount of credit you're using in comparison to the amount of credit you've been assigned. So let's say you have a credit line of $1,000 and your outstanding balance is $100. That's a credit utilization of 10%. For the best credit scores, you should aspire to keep your credit utilization around 10%. However, if that's not feasible for your situation, it's not bad to keep your credit utilization around 30%. Try not to go over 30%.
Anything else?
Always. The longer you have a credit history, the better your credit score will be. Also, it's important to open more than one account. But don't be fooled. It's not good to open multiple accounts that you can't pay off. Instead, aim to open several accounts that you can afford to pay off. It's never good to accrue debt that you aren't equipped to pay. Just like it's never good to eat thousands of cookies. You can't burn those off. Finally, if you file for bankruptcy or apply for too many lines of credit that you can't afford, your score will take a hit.
Now, I'm not trying to be a downer here, but what happens if my credit score does take a hit? What are the drawbacks of having a bad score?
Like I said before, not having access to housing and good lines of credit are major downsides. But there are more negative effects. One of the worst is that you'll delay your retirement. We all want to retire, on a beach maybe. But if you have bad credit, you're stifling your years of relaxation. If you're putting more money into paying off debt, that means that you're putting less money into investments that will pay off in the future. There's no return on paying off debt, whereas if you were investing your money in other ways, that cash could accrue value.
A beachfront retirement does sound nice. I guess it does take financial health to get there, and I want to get there.
You can get there. You're doing all the right things because we're here to get you on track to financial wellness. Here's one last thing. After 7 years, any negative credit history gets removed from your credit report. We know what you're thinking. After 7 years, all my debt goes away? And to that I say, no, your debt does not go away after 7 years. But let's say you have a history of missing payments and your credit score took a hit. Those demerits will be absolved after 7 years. You'll still have any debt associated with that line of credit, but regardless of if you ended up paying the card off or not, your history of missed payments will not affect your score anymore.
I'm feeling more confident now, so I'll give a recap. Basically, a credit score tells lenders how reliable we are, and we want to have a good credit score so that we can have access to the best lines of credit. Our credit can take a hit if we don't pay off our credit cards or if we have a high credit utilization, but after 7 years, any negative credit history will be forgiven and our debts won't be.
You learn quickly. I think you've got the hang of it. Keeping your financial health the best it can be seems scary, but just start making good choices early and consistently. You'll be on track for success. And don't worry, if you forget anything, you can always rewatch this video. We're here to help.
So, I guess we need to remember to eat our vegetables and to pay off our credit cards, right?
That's right. If you do that, you'll be retired and on a beach in no time. Thanks for watching, and remember to turn on our channel's notifications. You don't want to miss our next video.